Hi, this is Karen again. I'm being harassed all the time. These people are so absurd. They yell from their vehicles, "We'll get someone to say something bad about her." Really? We'll find someone. Here they have neurochip me, 12/21/18 at the refrigerator, abducted. Hair missing. You can see they cut the wires, the crack. And it's outlawed, U.S. Supreme Court, 2005, 18-10134. No neurochipping, no drugging, no beat, rape, or torture to get the so-called truth, and they put the fifth over everything. So anybody even using the neurochip, you are accessory to the neurochip, which was 20 years in prison for those agents. So they would have to say, where did you get your information? Neurochip. Okay, so you're part of it. You just go to jail too. I was in Washington, D.C., proved the chip it did. People were freaking out. It's third gas station going to leave town. Use the bathroom. There were some women outside. They're going to list Will a terrorist. No way. As if. And they said, yeah, for all the things he let happen to her. Yeah. It is terrorism. If you actually go underneath the FBI headquarters, what they investigate, it's domestic terrorism. And white-collar crimes. Very much. I have spent my life sacrificing for people to have things. I have bought clothes, food for people, and no one would ever say anything bad about me. Kelly, my client's old girlfriend Loretta, her caretaker was Kelly. Her ex-sister-in-law. Her brother had hired a private Facebook page, 30, 50 people to follow around, trying to frame her for stuff. His dad found out, told the judge. You know what the judge did? He threw it out, and he got stalking and menacing charges. Do these people like thousands of dollars in fine or years in prison? These people are such an extreme occult working for them, because the normal people would say, my God, they neurochipped her. My God, they beat, raped, and tortured her. My God, they drugged her. This is the United States of America. We don't do this. Actually, the ones that tried in 2005, 33 CIA handlers and other government agents went to jail for 20 years. RICO charges. Same crimes. Who the hell does these people think they are? Seriously, who do they think they are? That they can break a U.S. Supreme Court law? Who do they think they are? Seriously, who do they think they are? Dave Scott, if those men did die on the gunshot night, he's got away with 2 murders, crippling a man, tried to murder me, Joshy, Dixie, and the baby, and other men being shot at running, hiring stalkers, beating on me with internal injuries, and missing on my phone. And there's videos of everything, and his big mistake, a big one, on the gunshot night, that they met up outside my house, and he admitted they were talking about how they murdered those men. Is he in jail? No. Since when in the state of Ohio in the United States can you do violent crimes and get away with it? He's not even dating Michelle anymore. It was so ridiculous. During this case, everybody even right at the register, they stayed out of the gunshot night for that agent's daughter. And after the shooting, and then Memorial Day weekend, 2019, her mother shows up and brags they did it all for her daughter at the food counter. And then he breaks up with her, and he was also using a heavy-set woman with a big chest and her mean parents thinking they were going to steal everything I had in life. And he used them too. And then there was 2 blonde girls, showed up adult. Dave had an affair on her with our mother when years ago, and we had to grow up with nothing. It made some of the agents mad. You can learn to do without nothing. Instead of putting common sense. If he would have had enough, he probably did have an affair, let's just face it. But if he would have had twin daughters, she would have attached his wages for child support. These people were lying to manipulate everyone. I was losing so much weight at Walmart. Before with him hitting me. And I was throwing up so bad. We had went to Walmart. I was holding on to my skirt. Walked up to the register where he was paying for stuff, where I grabbed some new skirts. I'm like, here, pay for it. We walk out left, and someone's saying, can we have someone in Walmart say she tried to steal it? He paid for it at the register. I didn't try to walk out with it. I took it up for when he cashed out because he was paying for everything to pay for my skirts too. That's not stealing. They try to twist everything around for their own selfish gain to get away with helping out in murder. You know, years ago, I worked for a title loan company. My manager had just got promoted. She had went on vacation. And this woman came in and said she had her mother stole the title, and that woman, my manager, had gave her a title. I want you to do something about it. I said, can I have your signature? In the back, I pulled it, same signature. Exactly. Same signature. I'm like, oh, really? She's like, I want you to call and tell someone. I said, okay. So I did. I said, she's trying to fool us all. It's the same signature. Well, the manager that just got promoted freaked out, and she went off on me. And I ended up resigning. Well, I went down to get a work reference years later. She was there, and she hugged me, and she said, Karen, I'm so sorry. The other kid working there told her, you had my best interest, and you were trying to explained to the manager that she was trying to pull a fast one. I misunderstood. I'll always be a good work reference. And she said, the district said if she would have stayed, you would have already had your own store because you were that good. I was good enough to run it while she was on vacation. But being insecure in her new position, she misunderstood that I was trying to get help for her. And, I was out in the mall. She walked by me, and the agents are around. And they said, that's the woman that never was stupid enough to think Karen wouldn't have her best interest in mind and that she would do anything wrong. See the difference in good and bad. I was in Walmart. This little kid was running around from its mom, and he come around and see me and looked startled. Some of the agents, real loud, told all Walmart, no child ever has to be worried about around Karen. And they started laughing. They said, there is nothing to be scared of Karen. She's nothing but love, and she's good. And they were laughing. Some agent, they said his name was John. He used to watch me on his turn. And they always would say, John's here to take care of Karen. And he'd look over and say something way off in the distance, and him and some other guy would walk off. Well, when John showed up, nothing bad happened. He brought 20 to 30 men. But yeah, I never met him, but he would say stuff off in the distance. See, not all the agents were bad. And their families all know I'm innocent and I wouldn't hurt anyone. Now they're running around, we're going to get someone to say something bad about her. Do you know what a judge does to that? They throw it out, like with Kelly's. Kelly's ex-sister-in-law. Her brother had a private Facebook page, had 30, 50 people follow around trying to frame her. His dad found out. Told the judge threw everything out and gave him stalking and menacing charges. Do you realize how ridiculous these people are? When Dave looked at me and said, he told me he'd kill everything I ever loved in life. Realize that, Karen, I will kill everything. Everything. This is a man that he doesn't think God can stop him. I love God, but I don't fear him, Karen. And no matter what I do, he doesn't even stop me. And he does think it's funny trying to kill people. It's cat and mouse. I went into Walmart. I know Nick for years at Wood Forest. You're the one that our ex tried to have murdered. I said, no, I only said he beat on me. Oh, yeah, they were talking about in Subway. Subway knows that they try to kill me. The police that work in Walmart know they try to kill me because they chased off 6 stalkers. And these people are trying to get someone in my life to ever say anything bad about me when I was like, you bastard, you think you can you'll go through me to get caught. Because he said, Dixie and the baby are next. We'll teach Josh a lesson for having her down there. He's so angry, he could cut his hands off. So he couldn't work no more. And before they had a list. And they'll move on to who they want next. It's a severe assault, and then their vehicles get tampered with. And then they want to insult me for almost getting shot, driving the gunshot night. And then the agents bragging they stayed out of it at the register. And then one at Wood Forest. And they said those men actually died. And one man said he's crippled. Other ones said they had to run for their life. And I had to hide not to get shot through the window or a back door. This is how ridiculous rat bastards are around me. I was at Shine last week. It was Tuesday or Wednesday, and at the register, 2 women are standing off to the side. An agent was seen raping her with a stalker. She can have anything she wants. And have they showed up? No. They're trying to make up an excuse not to help me. So I die for these bastards, and they're going to kill my 2-year-old granddaughter and their mother. And they got a list of people, including babies, to kill. And on top of it, their daughter, Michelle, the fat girl with the big chest, got nothing. Those 2 twin grown women showing up. Dave had an affair with her mom when she was younger. Well, let's just face it, he probably did have an affair. But he didn't have twin daughters, because if he would have had twin daughters, her mother would have attached his wages for child support. They lied to those agents. They looked at me and said, well, you can have nothing. They grew up with nothing because of you. Like it wasn't my fault he had an affair. Come on now, they would have attached his wages. They just lied to people to manipulate them, and these retards fell for everything. They manipulated, lied, and did everything to get everything. Helping out in extortion and we'll give those kids money. The ones that, of course it never happened. Of course it wasn't true. We made it up. Flora even ran out of them out October 23rd, 2019. But we'll give them money because they fentanyl the drink. We know. They already told the guy with a badge that they fentanyled me. And the church people did break in and drug me and tell me to say stuff. So yeah, they want to go to jail for kidnapping. First and last names. Neurochipping. Outlawed too. Not usable. Fifth. On everything. These people are utterly ridiculous. And on top of it all, Kathy's got to get it. His new girlfriend that's not pretty, heavy set. It's like, what does he want with Kathy? If he really killed those two men, and he crippled another, he's already tried to have me murdered and Joshy's family. He's already a serial killer, and you're trying to help these people? They go to that occult. Oh, they can even get a man stating that Strange hired him. Wood Forest. There's 3 night drops. Go the night before. White hair guy. Hazel blue eyes. Talking to someone behind me. Strange hired me. I'm part of the 25,000. And he didn't want to see her. And he comes up and goes like this. Oh, my guys are way off in the distance. I was too afraid to turn around. They could have a hired assassin on tape. And they want to say something to me when I almost was murdered and try to keep my family out of it, trying to make an excuse not to help me. Do you know what the inspector, like the girl said, do you know what the inspector general's going to do to you? He's going to kill you. Yeah. I hope you like $20. And everyone involved. My agent said, whoever's stupid enough to participate in this. Stupid enough. Some lady called these people idiot people. They called the church people ruthless people, and they called me a good woman. Like I said, the FBI was already in Walmart. No one has to worry about Karen being around children. Karen's nothing but love and good. And they already told Walmart that. It's not your fault when you're drugged and told to say something stupid and witnesses thereof. Well, if somebody has somebody lie and it's a documented giggle, giggle, giggle. Now we'll try to find somebody somewhere. You know what? No one will say anything bad. Yeah, because even when I went down to that manager, she hugged me. She hugged me and said, Karen, I'm sorry I ever doubted you for a moment. Ohio Auto Loans. You're one of, how do you say it? I've never met a woman with so much integrity. I'd always be a good reference. Wood Forest. We'd always be a good reference. Because I got them sales higher than they ever have. I chose to be a good person. I chose. My father taught me, if all you can do is stand up for someone, then do it. But to be good and kind. He was a hard man, and cruel to the point of being hard. But you know what? He also taught me empathy. Children do not come with empathy, Karen. You have to teach it to them. And you teach them right from wrong, and when they're 18, they don't want to listen, they can get out. But while they're under your care, you teach them to be a good person. So, taught my children empathy. Taught them to be good. And when they weren't, I grounded them. Because they were under 18 and I wanted them to have a future. My children would never say anything bad about me. I sacrificed for years for them. You go to my old employers. She's a good woman. A very good woman. No one would ever say. Realize that. Did you almost die for your family? I did. Good agents, how dare these people insult her? She almost died to save those people. We wanted to, they thought they stopped. They stopped for 11 months and held back to attack again. For how do you get away with things? Timing, they said. They left me alone for 11 months. 11 months. I was trying to get enough courage to go out with this one woman that I had met for lunch. The guys would wait down the street. I go out and there's a man standing there. And he gets in his vehicle. The guys would follow me to 224 and turn off, and I drive the last 15 miles by myself. Not smart. Now, the district attorney's office, the police department, the FBI, the State Department, the Freemasons, and the National Guard up there all worked the case. Everybody knew where I lived, including the retired vets. So this guy where I had went and parked my car and I went to go for a walk to relax. He's off in where they're building a new vehicle. Not a new vehicle. He had his vehicle pulled off where they're building the new house. I found her. He's been in 62 McDonald's a couple of times. Who is he? That he wouldn't know where I lived. Where would he live? Who's he? Because all the legal agencies and extensions thereof knew where I lived. He's been in Walmart, or not Walmart, but McDonald's 62 a couple times. I was trying to get enough courage to go to lunch with her so the guys could grab him if he showed up. But they wanted to play with me because, did you realize he fentanyled her and told her to say it before? No, we just found out. Yeah, right. It causes permanent amnesia. I wouldn't have known he did. I wouldn't have known he did. We didn't know. We already told her that the kids were lying. 19. And they were trying to make a fast buck off of this. And they still keep saying they're giving those kids money. You want to be part of extortion, kidnapping and drug charges? You want to go to jail for it? Go ahead. Because it is a documented giggle if they actually call the Massillon police or the police in the courthouse of Ravenna. Already investigated and closed. It's a documented me game. I pretend never heard anyone. Interviewed my whole family a long time ago. Yeah, so where are you? Yeah, and there's supposed to be a Kurt, Chris, Eric, Steve, and Mark that broke in and drugged me for an occult. I haven't met. Okay, first and last names, please, and I'll turn them into the sheriffs. Otherwise, shut your mouths. You think it's funny that this extreme occult drugged me and told me to say something stupid. So if I don't die, they think they can put me in jail? Okay. Yeah, okay. Then I had some ridiculous man outside. I've been over Karen since she's been out. Out what? I'm supposed to be in protective custody. Didn't work out well. And I had diplomatic immunity from the government. It didn't work out well. Nothing legally stated, dated against you again, and only for you, would we do this for. Bring him back to the traffic ticket and only stay quiet while we investigate. You don't stay quiet when Dave's dating an agent's daughter. They're taping you unaware and you didn't know it till later. They knew you called the FBI. And they had Will's number. And I forgot to tell Will when he offered me that, the guy already told Paymer. An agent went up to Apostolic Church of Barberton and told Paymer the night before I called Will back. So I was so upset crying from that guy threatening to knife me and Giant Eagle. I forgot. So they already told the bad churches. Dave already knew because they were taping me unaware. The only ones that didn't know is my close family. Then they sold the login. I'll tell you what, you want to know where they sold the login to? Bedford, Macedonia, Twinsburg, North Canton, Warren, Youngstown, Massillon. They also sold it to the point there was people from Washington State. There was people from Texas. There was people from Florida. There was people from Tennessee and Kentucky here. They sold it that far. It's not contained. And they all know I'm innocent of everything. And these people are running around. We'll get someone to say something. Shut up. This extreme occult, I can't wait till the Inspector General comes down here. He isn't going to care. One thing, we got someone to say something. We got someone else to say something. You don't matter. It's their crimes against me that they pay for. And there's no damn excuse. You don't, where they tried it last time, those women were actually criminals. Actually criminals. And they let them go and put the agents in jail. Yeah, justice for victims of torture and terrorism acts. There's a due process in the United States that the government has to follow. Or you know what happens? It gets thrown out. Because this is the United States of America. It is not Nazi Germany. And who the hell does these people think they are? They didn't live through the horror and the hell I did. I can still hear that gunfire echoing in my head while I'm not hiding not to get shot through the window of the door. And it exploding in my head. I can still see that man coming at me across the parking lot. I can still see the stalkers. I can still see almost being shot driving. I can still see them. And facing the horror that I did. And then being abducted. Oh, and they don't use sodium pentothal. Talk to prosecutors and police. You know why you don't use sodium pentothal? Because you lie under it. It's movie shit. Movie shit. It's only anesthesia. You falsely admit to luring children, falsely admit to writing ransom notes, falsely admit to crime suit, falsely admit to Pearl Harbor. Chrysler gets what it wants, right or wrong. It's only anesthesia. I stutter. I'm sorry. So they don't use anesthesia you lie under, right? FDA even it's not allowed to be brought in the United States, nor allowed in humans, because they use it for lethal injections. For animals and humans. So they want to say they gave me a lethal injection that I survived to get me to lie under to cause a septal infarct in my heart. Is that what they're saying? Because that's the way a judge is going to look at it. And the Nurchips attempted murder. Illegal traitors worldwide against all human rights. Synthetic electronic warfare not to be used on the citizens. Outlawed. For the so-called truth. We have a due process. You either follow it or it gets thrown out. Yeah. That's why those women got let go, compensated. And those agents went to jail last time for it. And it makes the agency look stupid. Of all things, stupid. Helping an occult for the selfish gain of their own. My brother-in-law died working as an consultant for you from the Pentagon. How dare you touch me? It was my family that died. Just because your daughter's one in my life. He was already trying to kill me for that girl, Katie. And his dumb ass to be in jail. If you want to involve yourself. If you want him to have everything, you should have put me in a witness protection program. and move me out of here. But you didn't. You thought you'd put your dirty hands on me. How dare you?